Hello, 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 hello. It's the O Wrestling Podcast. How you doing, my friends? I'm your host, CW, and today we're putting out our hopes and dreams for wrestling in 2023. We're throwing them out into the universe and hoping they come true. We're using positive reinforcement and thoughts to get some of our favorite wrestling ideas made in the year of our Lord 2023. What do you guys hope comes to wrestling this upcoming year? What do you want to see in pro wrestling? I'm going to go through a really quick list of my own personal hopes and dreams for wrestling, and then in the comments, feel free to leave your hopes and dreams, and we'll act as though they're flying into the air, and hopefully someone hears them and makes them come true. So, one of my big hopes, it's a hope that's I don't have much confidence that it'll happen, but if it does happen, I will be a happy man. I want the WWE Network back. The original OG poorly advertised $9.99 WWE Network, the app, the whole shebang. I want that thing back. The Peacock version currently is fine. It's serviceable, but the original WWE Network was a lot more robust. I'm told that they removed a bunch of matches at Peacock's request for sponsors and censors and whatnot. I'm sure a lot of it's tailored content, and also it's not the easiest thing to navigate. If you're looking for specific matches, obviously they kind of serve you up what they want you to see. The original OG, I keep saying OG and original at the same time. They mean the same thing. The OG WWE Network was not perfect, but it was a very wonderful encapsulation of WWE's history in terms of SmackDowns, Raws. You can find pretty much any SmackDown or Raw that you wanted to with very minimal effort. And I found myself just kind of clicking through old episodes of SmackDown just to, pass the time. It's great as a casual fan to just live through those moments again. Moments that happen in random SmackDowns or random Raws or pay-per-views that I didn't really pay mind to. There's obviously those events that you just watch and you don't really think about it. Just having those and bringing back memories was a good time. And I don't know. It's just I liked the app. I liked their independence from some mega corporation. WWE being a mega corporation in itself was always weird that they were so dependent on others to get this done. So I'm sure that if it were to come back, it would make all the money again. I guess given the state of streaming and apps these days, it might not make the most sense for them to come back alone, but who knows? If nothing else, bring back the app. It could still be part of Peacock, but bring back the app interface or something, and bring back all the old episodes. And if you're so inclined, put NXT on there too, or Main Event or something like that. I don't know. Where do you watch Main Event these days? How do you watch that? Is it online? I have no idea, but I know that's like their Raw pre-show or something. So who knows? That's number one. Number two, I am hoping Karrion Kross gets his pushback. He burst onto the scene a couple months ago and put the timer down on Roman Reigns, and he was going after Drew McIntyre, and he had a whole thing with Drew that they had some good matches, but then he just kind of faded to the background, I guess, in service of other storylines that were cropping up, like KO and Sami Zayn in the Bloodline, and then McIntyre with the Brawling Brutes and their whole thing with War Games. So Karrion had to kind of take a back seat for a bit. He's back in the limelight, just torturing Rey Mysterio for some reason, which is, again, Triple H doing the big guy versus small guy dynamic, which, again, always works. And then, let me just say, we didn't do the SmackDown recap for the, what day was it? The 20th? 21st. But Rey Mysterio had a match with, I think it was Angel Garza, and he did a top, what is it, a top rope DDT. Like he did a bouncing top rope DDT that looked and sounded rough. It was one of the few times in my adult life where I went, God damn, when he landed the DDT. It was brutal. Garza sold it. Friggin' Rey Mysterio, the legend that he is, landed it with no problem. I don't even think he touched the top rope. I think he just bounced over it and then landed the it was great. And he did it through a 619, so he didn't do the Hurricanrana version, which was awesome. I hope he keeps the DDT. It was vicious, and again, in one, I don't know if I put that episode out. DDTs are, a vicious, violent, great finisher for pro wrestling. So hopefully he keeps that. But Karrion Kross is torturing Rey Mysterio. I'm sure they'll have a fantastic match eventually. And Scarlett, I think she's going up against Emma. They had a little vignette during one of the backstage moments. So who knows? Hopefully Karrion gets his, I was going to say his mojo back, but his mojo's fine. I think, I just want to see him be the terror that everyone seems to think he can be. They keep bringing him back and building him up, and hopefully he just gets to shine more. He's great on the mic, so he should be good. Next, I want to actually hit up a live event. I want to take my daughter and my wife and my son to a live WWE event. My wife, before we were married, gifted me a live event, and it was wonderful. I went with a buddy of mine once to NXT, and this was before I knew what NXT was, and he explained the whole shebang to me, which was also fun. So I want to take my family. I want to go have some fun. Maybe not be so high up in the rafters this time, go a little further down and see the action. That's another thing for 23 I'm hoping for. Maybe, that one is the most likely to happen. If I really, really want it to happen, I'll just buy the tickets and we'll hit something up at maybe Barclays Center in Brooklyn, or we'll drive somewhere. We'll do something. And I think, not last, but definitely the last thing on my list currently, and I don't know why I wrote this, but this was just a shot in the dark. I want to see Bronson Reed get a title shot and a long-term feud with somebody. I don't know why. I like the look of Bronson Reed. He reminds me a lot of Keith Lee. They both were big athletic dudes who, you would expect them to be kind of lumbering guys. They were more like bears. They were very nimble, very quick, very strong, wide, and he has the look and the sort of intensity that you would expect a person with a title to have. He looks like a giant version of a giant version of Rhino, who was not a tall man. Comparatively, he's taller than me, but I'd love to see him grab a title. I don't know, what is it, the IC belt or a tag title. Hopefully not with The Miz, just with somebody else. I hopefully he gets a nice long-term storytelling, a nice long-term story with someone, perhaps Dexter Lumis, though I don't know what Reed's mic skills are like, because if he does a Lumis storyline, he's going to be doing all the talking. And maybe that'll transition me into a new hope. I hope Johnny Gargano does something different. I need him out of this angle with Lumis and Miz and Reed and all this stuff. He needs to go. They're not positioning him as well as he should be. He's coming off really smarmy, which I don't think is great for a face. If he's supposed to be a face, I don't know. But hopefully he gets to do something different. He's a great wrestler, great in-ring talent. What do you hope happens in wrestling in 2023? Let me know in the comments. Hit the bell on YouTube. Make sure you get notified when new videos are up. And subscribe to the podcast on any and all podcasting platforms. This has been the O Wrestling Podcast. Remember to eat right, take care of yourself, and whenever you feel down, just remember, I am your friend.
I'm your friend, but if I ever see you in the ring, I can beat you. Don't you know? Yeah.